Michael, I see you have another new guest on the show today.
Well, I tell you what, I sat in this man's office for about an hour a couple weeks ago in awe, totally amazed. His name is Edward Cespedes. He's a co-founder, founder and CEO of PayMeOn, Social Income. Incredible company. Yeah. Let the listener, or you educate the listeners, because there's a lot to do, a lot to explain of what you guys do.
Yeah. Well, PayMeOn is pretty simple. We believe we've entered a time where consumers have grown ever more powerful and are not just going to engage with their social networks, but they're going to begin to monetize their social networks, and that's what PayMeOn is all about.
Yeah. Okay. Explain how that works. Okay, I've got 3,000-4,000 Facebook friends. How does that work?
Well, if you have 3,000 or 4,000 Facebook friends, then you'll notice that continually in your news feed, sort of one every 10, one every 20, someone's asking for a referral or a recommendation. I need a plumber. I need help. My back is hurt. Who's a good spine doctor? Right. And these referrals and recommendations come fast and furious from your social network.
Mm-hmm.
And
they do. I see it all the time.
And when you receive them, you use them. That's like that referral is a golden referral, and we believe that in the future, the people that referred you will get value for that.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that's most advertisements on these social networks are based on who you are. So they specifically advertise. So you're right. When they get that lead, that's basically someone that's tailor-made for you. And I haven't seen anything else like that. So explain, how did you develop this concept?
Well, the idea was long, and it's a fun story. I'll tell it to you when we have more than a minute.
We're going to come back. We'll come back after traffic.
But,
cliffhanger.
We've been involved in developing internet businesses for a long time, mostly around social networking. And we've seen sort of the evolution of these businesses. And the smartphones have really driven this idea of narrowcasting. Okay. I can really know who you are now. I can know where you are, and I can know what you want. And so those three factors put together enable advertisers and brand ambassadors to really monetize what they're selling.
Michael, that's so funny because nobody really wants to know what you or me are ever doing. I mean, it's like nobody even cares, it seems like.
No, but all kidding aside, that's true, but I'm skipping over that. But all kidding aside, let the listeners know this isn't your first rodeo. You've been very successful on the internet.
Yes, I have. I had the good fortune of being involved with the very first social network on the web. It was called theglobe.com. It was in 1997 we bought it, and took it public in 1998 in what became and remains the largest initial public offering in history. So we've been around social networking long before Facebook, long before the economics were so appealing, and so we're sort of still at it, and we hope that experience and that expertise we've developed will turn PayMeOn into something great.
Well, I know it will. There's no doubt about it. We'll be right back, South Florida. Welcome back, South Florida. You're listening to the South Florida Business News Hour, heard every Thursday from 3 to 4 on 880 AM The Biz. I'm with Ed with PayMeOn, the founder, and I tell you what, Ed, I've been so excited about this ever since I met you. And had the pleasure of learning about it. There's a lot of different things out there. We do our due diligence of any company or product that we have on our radio program, and this is remarkable. I cannot believe how incredible it is. It's like nothing else on the internet. You must be ecstatic about that.
Well, we're very excited. Thank you very much for that compliment. We think that a lot of people have great ideas, and these ideas sometimes they die on the vine. But this is what we've been pursuing for a long time, and it's finally come to fruition at just what we think is the absolute perfect time.
Yeah, no, just for the subject, being a business expert like this is always distracting because there's so many things going on at one time.
You know what? Our listeners know us. We're business/entertainment.
This is a live show. This is a live show on location.
Exactly.
Things do happen. I mean, there's sandwiches here, there's food, there's water.
She likes you. She didn't bring me anything. How about that? Oh, my goodness.
You ask, you shall receive, Michael. And, I just wanted to change focus a little bit, while we have the time. because South Florida is the community that we do business in. We broadcast South Florida, we network here, and we like to see companies coming down here to do business. So, you're a computer company. There's other areas you could go to that are more, I guess, in tune with the type of employees that you want, the type of business you can interact with. Why South Florida? For a company like yours.
I mean, it's a really good question. South Florida, first of all, is my home. This is where I live. This is where my children are,
Right.
and I've built businesses here before. But it's a really great question. In the past, technical resources and indeed other types of sort of sophisticated human resources haven't been available in this market. However, along with sort of the evolution of PayMeOn, where the internet has gone to a place where everything is so personal, the internet has also allowed people to sort of pick and choose where they live. It almost doesn't matter if they're on the beach or in the office or in New York or in LA. So we're building this business here. We've been quite fortunate because of our past and the people we know to have a great team, and we're going to continue hiring, and we're actually aggressively hiring now. So
Really?
it's very exciting.
What type of positions do you have available?
We're hiring from base marketing positions all the way to very sophisticated VP of engineering positions. Across the gamut of what you would imagine a consumer new media business would need.
It shows the climate of South Florida is really, getting healthier. When we have companies like PayMeOn, they establish themselves, they're hiring people,
Right.
and we really love that. You could have went to Silicon Valley, you could have went to New York. There's a multitude of other places, but it's South Florida. You're homegrown here, and that's kudos right there.
Yeah, and they're great quality jobs. The quality of the positions that you have available are, worthy jobs that you can go home and be proud of yourself.
Absolutely, they're
great
good.
to do.
They're good paying jobs. If we do our jobs right, maybe they'll start referring to us as Silicon Beach, right?
Yeah. You know what? I love that. I just saw a thing on the internet yesterday that actually Miami, and I couldn't believe it, they said Pompano Beach, were in the top 3 fastest growing areas in the country.
What's so unbelievable?
I don't know. I don't know. It's just hard for me to believe.
I know, right? Well,
That
of
is
all
so
places, though, you're right. That
So
is,
true.
that is kind of shocking.
It's remarkable. How
Good,
does a
yes.
company get involved?
Well,
Good
that's
question.
what PayMeOn is all about. It's about monetizing social networks, whether you're a business or whether you're just a regular person. And in the case of businesses, what we're here promoting is we think the tools and the products we have are so powerful that we're going to give them away free. Anybody who walks by our booth today just gets it for free.
You know what? It's our favorite word on the radio.
It is.
Isn't it?
That buzzword goes on.
F-R-E-E, free. We love free.
I mean, my eyes just lit up.
I know.
I got excited.
All right,
I'm gonna. You guys stay here. I'm gonna go to the table over
Just,
there. Right now.
I need a code because when they go and put you put your company name in, we need credit for that. No, all kidding aside, how do they go ahead and list their company?
Listen, it's real simple. They can go to paymeon.com if they're not here today. And the one takeaway to remember is what they will accomplish by signing up at paymeon.com as a business is they're going to make money from their customers even after they've left their establishments. So, imagine you're a sandwich shop. You're now actually getting a piece of your customer's spa dollar, a piece of his golf dollar, and anything else you can think of. It's a whole concept of tying these customers to you at PayMeOn and monetizing them. It's very exciting. Most businesses see it and they sign up right away. It's great.
Absolutely.
That's a no-brainer. If you're listening right now and you're not calling,
Right.
I don't know what to tell you. You might be out of business next year. I mean, that's a phenomenal
and one thing
idea.
I want to touch on before we go is, for the consumers out there that don't own businesses that want to make some extra money, it's a phenomenal way. I
really
see
is,
this going. Maybe not as big as Facebook, but as crazy as.
Yeah.
But where people can actually make money on it.
Well, that's better.
So consumers can go to your website.
We call them PayMeOn moments. That's
PayMeOn moments.
We're trying to educate people about PayMeOn moments. Now that I'm mentioning it, everyone listening will have one within the next 24 hours. Someone will call and say, hey, I'm new in town. I need a realtor. Hey, my pipe's broke. I need a plumber. My air's broken. I need an electrician, right? What we want people to do is take a moment of pause when they get that request for a recommendation or referral and say, wait a second, before I do this, what's the value in it for me? I mean, after all, I am generating $200, $300, $400 of income for this electrician. I should get something. And that's the reality of the world we live in, especially the way the economy is now, only recovering. These are real dollars.
Yeah.
real cash paid real fast.
And you know what? It's not being greedy in any way to say that.
No, absolutely
Because
not.
in reverse, out of things like our leads group, I always encourage referral agreements.
Right.
And that just motivates you to want to get a referral. And it's not just what's in it for me all the time, but that is a very motivating factor.
It's
So that's
like
why
the biggest leads group in the world. I love it.
Yeah, great
You know,
addition to our leads
Everybody
group
becomes
as
a
well.
walking affiliate.
You know,
of your
and
business. That's right.
what I love is for the listeners out there, remember, you just had a PayMeOn moment. It's like I could have had a VA.